Hi guys, Chris here, and you are watching Here We Are Running, and today we are doing a shoe review of the New Balance FuelCell Prism, a lightweight stability running shoe. Whoa. We all know that stability running shoes are not light, right? Okay, so traditionally a stability shoe is not lightweight. The technology that goes into a stability shoe to help keep you stable also adds weight to the shoe. So I have to say that I was excited when I found out that New Balance had launched a new shoe that was not only lightweight, but also aimed at runners that need a little bit of extra support. If you're a regular on the channel, you'll know that I overpronate, and the shoes that I buy and review are stability shoes. But if this is your first time here, it's probably because you overpronate too, and that you're considering whether or not you should buy the FuelCell Prism. Well, if you are new around here, then why not subscribe right now so that you stay up to date with all of my future running videos. Before we get too far into the review, several things to mention. Firstly, I have now run 100 kilometers in this shoe, so enough distance to gather my thoughts so that I can share them with you. And also, I have bought the shoe with my own money. It retails here in the UK for £110, but I managed to pick it up for £93. During the review, we're going to quickly go through the specs of the shoe, and then I'll give you my thoughts and let you know how I plan to use the shoe going forwards. So let's start by letting you know how New Balance is providing stability in this shoe. The FuelCell Prism has a traditional medial post, which is designed to stop the foot from rolling inwards. Essentially, it's a firmer part of the midsole. You can see it just here. And really, this is the one and only stability feature that I'd say the shoe has. The rest of the shoe has the FuelCell midsole, which you will find in some of New Balance's popular neutral running shoes, such as the FuelCell Propel and the FuelCell TC. The upper is a very thin, breathable mesh material with lots of perforations in it. And the only signs of an overlay are this red NB logo thing, which I guess helps to give the shoe a little bit more structure in the toe box area. The shoe has a nice traditional tongue with a nice bit of padding, not too much, but certainly enough to keep your foot comfortable. There is a heel counter, but I'd say it's a lot less substantial than you'd normally find in a stability shoe. And because of this, there's a lot more flexibility around the heel area of the shoe. Looking at the outsole, it's a combination there of rubber in places and then exposed midsole as well. Right, so how did I find this shoe? I've got to say, I really like the feel of it. It's very different to my other running shoes, which I would say is a good thing. They say that the FuelCell midsole gives high energy return, and certainly I would tend to agree with that. I felt like I was getting plenty of bounce out of it, and certainly felt like I was getting a lot more bounce than I'm used to in my other stability running shoes. The cushioning is good. It feels like it's protecting your legs from the pounding that they're getting from running on the pavements. But what I would say is that because it's a softer midsole, if the ground that you're running on is uneven, there is a tendency to feel that through to the bottom of your foot. So I'd say that this is more suited to running on smooth pavements than it is uneven gravel paths. In terms of stability, this is what I'm going to say. The medial post is certainly giving you some support, which is good, but it isn't necessarily going to be the right shoe for you if you overpronate a lot. And for myself personally, I found I was getting more support on my left foot than I was with my right foot, and that is just going to be down to the way that I run and how my pronation works. So if you're unsure, then you might want to go and get a gait analysis, run on a treadmill, let them slow the footage down, and then see for yourself whether or not this is giving you enough stability for how you pronate when you run. Sizing was quite interesting. Now, I'm a UK size 11 and I normally take a standard width fitting. But for this shoe, I bought it in both standard width and wide, with the intention of trying both of them and then sending one back. In terms of UK size 11, in terms of length, it fitted absolutely fine. But with the standard fit, the upper really did hug my foot quite tight. If you like that, then you get on fine with it. But personally, I like a little bit of space there to make sure it's not going to rub against me and become uncomfortable when I'm running. So I ended up going with a wide fit shoe. Now, because I had both versions, I thought it'd be interesting to actually sort of do a few experiments. So I measured them, and interestingly, in terms of the midsole and the outer, the width of them is identical. It's only the upper itself that the wide version is wider. And because of that, the weight doesn't differ either, because this material is so lightweight that it makes just no difference to the weight of the shoe. So I hear you ask, well, what does this shoe weigh? For a UK size 11, this comes in at 270 grams or 8.5 ounces, which for a stability running shoe, and certainly of all of the ones that I own, this is the lightest weight one by some distance. And that excites me, because with the FuelCell Prism, New Balance have managed to bring out a shoe that, whilst it doesn't keep you rock solid stable, it does provide support, and it is going to help you to run faster. And that is how I'm going to be using this shoe in my rotation. It's a shoe that I will be using for my speed workouts, tempo runs, and races. If I want a shoe for easy day runs and long runs, well, yeah, I've got other options for that. But if I want a bit more speed, well, the FuelCell Prism is giving me something that just doesn't exist until now. And before I finish, a thought. Wouldn't it be good if other running shoe brands took some of the technological innovations that they've been putting into their neutral running shoes and created a stability running shoe out of it, just like New Balance have? And maybe even one day we might see a stability carbon plated racing shoe. Guys, I do hope you've enjoyed this video and found it useful. And if you have, as always, please do hit the thumbs up button to give the video a like. And if you're new around here, well, why not consider subscribing for regular running content? But for now, guys, goodbye.